Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Another week. We made it. We're back. Time changed this weekend. Hell yeah. Now, with 3 little kids, that means nothing as far as sleep because they don't know the time changed. They're up at the same time. But what it does mean is when I get to work, it's not pitch black out yet. But that also means when I leave work, it will be pitch black out. But hey, start your day off a little lighter. Hell yeah. Let's get right after it. Hit that like and subscribe button if you guys haven't already. Let's see what we can't get into here today. All right, guys, we got feed pushed up to everybody. I just defaced, got to cut the corn plastic back a little bit, but I had a question for you guys. Need a little bit of interaction from you guys here. When you guys drive by a dairy farm, what is the first good thing and the first bad thing that catches your eye every time you drive by a farm? I was just curious. Got to thinking about it, and one thing that bothers me that I think that we could improve on is our bunk management, the face of the bunk. I'd like it to be a lot squarer than it is. And that's something that when I drive by a farm, if I see a nice square defaced, bunk face, I think, man, they do a nice job. But am I overthinking it? Like when you when you drive by a farm, what makes you think, that's a good farm and that's a bad farm? What's the first thing that catches your eyes? Let me know in the comments, just curious. All right, guys, well, we're back up at this lagoon. We were stirring in on Saturday. Got the hose all hooked up here. Sorry if I get a little winded today, kind of got that seasonal cold, but yeah. So we're gonna stir this between loads and just kind of do our best to get as much out of it as we can. Bring the long arm up at some point, scoop out everything that we can reach here. But like I said, if we stir between loads, we'll probably be able to get out more than I think. But got the hose all hooked up, just kind of pointed out this way. Now ideally, I'd just spread in this cornfield right here, but I think we're gonna save that for when we dig the sand out. Also, the owner was telling us this is obviously the most fertile field. I think pretty much any farm you go to, crop farm, dairy farm, pig farm, anything, the field closest to the barn or where barns once were will always be higher in nutrients and higher in organic matter. Simply because, back before big equipment, you go all the way back to when there's horses. If you were hauling the manure out of this farm with horses, are you going to take it right here? Or are you going to take it a mile back there to that field? You're going to put it right here, I guarantee it. So pretty much all farms, you could tell where the barn is or once was based off of the soil site. So if we save this for sand, I'm going to try to haul the liquid out to that field out there in the back that you could see that was combined. We'll see how long of a drive it is. I'd like to make sure that I get this done today, but regardless, we can get a bunch out there. What are you doing? Huh? Are you friendly or are you just nosy? I do love a Hereford. Cutest animal in my opinion. What are you doing? Huh? Cute little bugger. Yes, you are. Plenty plumpy too. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll try taking it to that field out back. The driveway goes along this edge and around down by those trees and loops back up into that field. That field over there is not part of this farm. You can't see, maybe you can see if I can hold you up. Kind of can just see the corner of that barn, but there is another farm right there that owns that, and that's already, they also bed sand. That whole field got sand put on it, and I seen them drilling in there a couple weeks ago, so I'm assuming there's some form of cover crop or rye or triticale or something that will be coming up in there. But like I said, if it's too long to take it all the way to the back, we'll just take it to the bottom of this field. But I don't think it'll be a big deal, but I don't know. I say that and I will probably be wrong. So it is kind of cool this time of year when the leaves come off. As much as I hate it, you can look around. You could see a lot of grain legs in all directions, all the different mills, all the different farms. You can just see, yeah, you can see pretty far. So I'm gonna run and take the kids to school, and then we're gonna hop in the 9320 and we'll be headed this way. Well, I'm back up here with the spreader now, and I just noticed we have a little baby over there. I don't think I've ever seen that little calf. Just a little tiny thing, so that must have been maybe this weekend. I'm not sure. Cute little bugger though, gosh. Like I said, little Herefords, man, they are just the cutest. Then they grow into these little things, little tanks. Then they grow up to just be still pretty cows, I think. So, oh well. Let's see if I set the height right on this, or if I'll have to lift it up probably. It really is amazing how much taller the Noon is than the trucks. It sets about 3 foot higher in that load, in that fill pipe, than the truck does. Oh, I think we're gonna be just fine. Look at that. Gosh, pro. That's pro level stuff right there, guys. All right. Well, like I said, Jack's coming up to grab me to get my pickup so I can take the kids to school, but I still had a little bit of time, so figured I would bring the tractor up. So this is up here because I won't be done before lunchtime, so I'll need a pickup up here. But these girls are probably just gonna sit here and watch me all day. Super curious. No, the guys that own the farm, well, it's his daughter actually just started a little butcher shop right there in that brown building, where she's going to be, custom butchering, deer processing, and she's going to sell beef out of there as well. And this is her herd here, so as cute as they are, they're going to taste better probably. Man, that little thing over there is just a little unit, those things are. Oh well. Well, hopefully Jack's up here soon, so I can get to rolling. There's time to lean, there's time to clean. This is why we got these brushes in here. Get rid of all this junk, dust, keep them clean. Store them right there. Perfect. All right, let's get under motion here. It is a breezy day. It's supposed to get up into the 60s, but it doesn't feel very warm to me yet. All right, well, let's see what this driveway looks like here. That's often the problem. It's not so much how far the travel is, it's how rough is the travel. Field driveways can sometimes be a little challenging in that aspect, but said I haven't been back here in a couple years, so I'm curious, but so far so good. See that farm I was talking about now? There. See, they spread their sand just like we do. I don't think this is going to be too bad, unless the last little stretch gets tough, which is always possible. Beautiful, beautiful ground back here, though. On the way back side, on the backside of on the backside of these woods and stuff, it does butt up to us. Looks like Chris might have spread a few loads down here already with his slinger. Like I said, he's mentioned a couple times that this ground definitely needs the nutrients more than this field up here. So that's why I just thought if I could get it back here for him, that would be a nice, helpful thing to do. But this kind of a sharp turn here. He's got it. I'm assuming that's his bean ground right there. But rough this turn is on the spreader. This is not too bad, and I don't like turning when I'm this heavy, real loaded. I can pull it back a gear so it gets a little sideways here. Well, it's not the end of the world for the number of loads that we're going to haul for them. I think this will be just fine. We'll spread into this big field here. This is some seriously thick stuff. I know we already knew that, but also, side note, look at the difference between a chopper head and the way our stubble was left. I mean, this is like beautiful. It looks like you chopped it and then there's just residue on the ground. It's crazy the difference there. All right, guys, I moved 10 loads so far. So far, so good. Everything's going real smooth. We're taking it to that back field. Not an issue, but we're almost out. We're right down here into a hole. There's still liquid over there. That's going to continue to flow into the pump until that's gone, but I don't see this lasting a couple hours more, but I am often surprised at that. But yeah, this is crazy. Definitely gonna have to dig this out of here. Also, once again, weatherman wrong. It's supposed to be 65. This wind sucks. This is a cold, miserable day. I should have been a weatherman. Well, guys, it's seeming like this load is gonna be the last. Surging pretty good. There's still liquid flowing in, but I mean, I'm still mostly empty. So I think this is load number like 13 or something. So we got a little over 100,000 out of here, but yeah, it's just absolutely insane. This farm's sand and solid situation. What are you gonna do? If we only gotta do it once a year, it's not the end of the world. So we'll get this one emptied and start to pack everything up to head back home. All right, guys. Well, we got it emptied. We're wrapped up. It's only 1:20, so that didn't take that long. 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. I got a big stone between my rear dual. It's kind of thumping around. I'll have to bring a sledgehammer up, get that hammered out. But I don't know what's going on this afternoon or what they've got going on down there. I don't think they expected me back already. So I'm gonna get the pump pulled out, get that all packed up, and potentially take this thing down, wash it and grease it. I could use it at this point. You know, the pre-winter cleaning, I suppose. Get it cleaned up and greased. I did order filters for this tractor. I was thinking we could get this serviced here in the next couple of days. But again, both need to be blown off with the air compressor, washed and greased before that happens. So we'll pull her out and see what all is going on at the homestead. All right, I've always wanted to try this. I've seen this in videos before, but I think all you got to do is snap your fingers and it's clean. So I figured while that was washing, I might as well go do something useful. Went up and sorted out the dry cows with Uncle Todd. Got them all out. So we'll head back up to the shop and see if that magic snap of the fingers did anything. I don't know. We'll find out here. Would you look at that? Got the magic fingers around this place. Gotta start snapping my fingers more often. Looks like a whole different rig right there. Hell yeah, big hell yeah. Yeah, I'll try to snap my fingers on the tractor because I did have some thoughts with this rig regarding a potential first merch shirt for the Footlong Farmer that would involve this rig. I don't want the rig looking too wrangly, so maybe we'll try to get the tractor washed up before we take said opportunity, I suppose. All right, guys, well, I snapped my fingers, but she's not beautiful, but she's definitely a whole lot cleaner. And with the time change, we're running on daylight here, so I think we're gonna pull her up out of the way so she's not sitting here. In the morning, I'm gonna have to bring the skid steer over. And I mean, we got 500 pounds of mud and dirt and every other thing here, so we're gonna get her out of the way, and I think we're gonna call it a night. Probably go home, snap my fingers, see if it'll clean myself. Really. Funny thing about snapping your fingers, it cleans the tractor, but it makes me dirty. I don't know. System's kind of funky. But anyways, that looks a whole lot better. So yeah, we're gonna pull her out of the way and call it a night here, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Not sure what we're gonna do. I think I might try to service this, but I also know that Grandpa's putting tile in over to Cooch's, so I may go over there and help with that. We'll see what the morning brings. But anyways, guys, hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate the views. Keep them coming. Tell your friends about the Goofy Dairy Farmers on YouTube, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. How about that? I don't know what that little thing was there. Tired. Time change. See you guys tomorrow.